Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we diving deep into the story of one of the most iconic and beloved quilt blocks of all time, the Churn dash. Have you ever looked at a quilt and felt like it was telling you a story? Well, the Churn dash has tales to tell that stretch back through centuries of American history, filled with resilience, ingenuity, and a whole lot of heart. So, what exactly is a Churn dash? At its core is a simple but brilliant 9-patch block. It's made up of 4 half-square triangles, 4 plain rectangles, and a single square right in the center. This combination creates a dynamic pattern that looks like, well, a butter churn. If you imagine looking down into an old-fashioned wooden butter churn, you'd see the central dasher or pole and the paddles splashing around it. This block beautifully captures that everyday domestic scene from a bygone era. The name itself, Churn dash, is the most common, but this block is a true chameleon. Depending on where and when it was made, you might hear it called monkey wrench, hole in the barn door, shoe fly, or even Lincoln's platform. Isn't that fascinating? Each name gives us a little clue about the people who were making it and the world they lived in. Monkey wrench points to a more industrial tool-focused mindset, while hole in the barn door evokes a rustic agricultural feeling. It's a perfect example of how quilting is a living language, constantly evolving with the times. Now, let us talk about the most powerful and debated part of the Churn dash's history, its connection to the Underground Railroad. The story goes that quilts were used as a secret code to help enslaved people find their way to freedom. Different quilt blocks, hung on a clothesline or draped over a fence, would signal important information. In this code, the monkey wrench or Churn dash block was said to be a signal to gather tools and prepare for the arduous journey ahead. It symbolized getting ready, both physically and mentally, for the long road to freedom. While many oral histories and family traditions pass down this incredible story, it's important to be clear that there's very little concrete, written documentation from that time to prove it. Historians have debated this for years. But whether it's provable fact or powerful folklore, the story itself holds immense significance. It speaks to the incredible bravery and resourcefulness of those seeking freedom and the allies who helped them. It transforms the humble quilt from a simple bed covering into a potent symbol of hope, resistance, and the unshakable human desire for liberty. The very idea that a quilt could be a map to freedom is just breathtaking. From these storied and humble beginnings, the Churn dash has become a true staple in the world of modern quilting. Why has it remained so popular for over 200 years? I think it comes down to its incredible versatility. It's simple enough for a beginner to master, but it offers endless possibilities for experienced quilters. Think about it. You can play with scale. A quilt made of tiny, intricate 3-inch Churn dash blocks will have a completely different feel than one with bold, graphic 12-inch blocks. You can create a scrappy Churn dash quilt, using up all your leftover fabric pieces for a wonderfully chaotic and colorful look. Or, you can go for a more minimalist, modern aesthetic using just 2 or 3 solid colors to create a striking geometric design. You can also deconstruct the block. Modern quilters are taking the basic components, the half-square triangles and rectangles, and reassembling them in new and unexpected ways. They might piece a Churn dash, letting the shapes flow more organically, or create an exploded version where the block's elements are scattered across the quilt top. It's like taking a classic song and remixing it for a new generation. The core melody is still there, but the rhythm and style are completely fresh. Let's look at some examples. Here's a traditional Churn dash quilt, likely from the early 20th century. See the classic layout, the consistent fabric choices? It's orderly, comforting, and beautiful. Now look at this one by a contemporary art quilter. The central square is offset, the lines are wonky, and the colors are vibrant and clashing in the most wonderful way. It's the same block, but it tells a completely different story, one of breaking rules and finding beauty in imperfection. The Churn dash is the perfect beginner block. It teaches fundamental skills like making half-square triangles, nesting seams, and achieving those perfect points. If you're new to quilting, I highly encourage you to start with a Churn dash. There are thousands of free patterns and tutorials online. You can make a single block into a pillow or a pot holder, or stitch a few together for a table runner. It's a project that builds confidence and gives you a beautiful functional item you can be proud of. I truly believe the Churn dash is more than just a pattern. It's a piece of living history. It connects us to generations of makers who came before us. When you stitch a Churn dash, you're not just sewing fabric. You're participating in a tradition that has been passed down through hands that churned butter, built communities, and fought for freedom. It's a symbol of home, hard work, and the enduring power of creativity. Every stitch is a nod to the past and a hope for the future. So the next time you see a Churn dash quilt, I hope you'll see more than just a pretty pattern. I hope you'll see the churn, the wrench, and the hole in the barn door. I hope you'll think of the whispered stories of the Underground Railroad and the hands that bravely stitched, symbols of hope into their work. And I hope you'll see the endless creative possibilities that keep this simple, beautiful block at the heart of quilting today. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the history of the Churn dash. What does this block mean to you? Have you ever made one? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your stories. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the wonderful world of quilting. Until next time, happy stitching!